Welcome back to the continuation of our series. And this is where we do channels or videos or our own stuff. Yeah. Now, a lot of the time it's train revolved. And today it is as well. So this one is one that was sent a month ago. So I really need to get round to doing it. So that's why I'm doing it today. So we'll see how this lands tonight. Hopefully this is a nice one because a lot of them can turn a bit dark. And we need a nice, it's summer now, we need something bright. Let's see how this goes. Oh, it's not working. There we go. Hey!
Hey everyone, Amtrak Guy 365 here, and today on this edition of Edge of Amtrak, I'll be discussing the Siemens ACS 64. Amtrak's Northeast
I read
Corridor
something
is known
else
for
there.
select engines, namely the GG1, E60, AEM7, and HHP8. With time, though, the 1930s era GG1 would eventually fade out in favor of the newer AEM7. These Swedish-inspired locomotives, nicknamed meatballs and toasters, would act as the backbone of
What?
Amtrak's commuter services up and down the NEC
Provision
beginning in
moment.
1978. They were boxy, quick, but most importantly, reliable. They would even see a rebuild phase from 1999 to 2002 to extend their career. During the development of the SL Express in the mid to late 1990s, the HHP8 was created and went into service between 1999 and 2001. These were made to supplement the retirement of the E60 units, along with the AEM7 units going down for maintenance. The AEM7 refurbishment program went well, giving the toasters improved technology and performance. On the other hand, the HHP8 was proving to be problematic. In 2002, all 15 locomotives
It's on platform 7.
SL Express due to shared cracking in the trucks. Even when fixed, the HHP8s were still no good for service. Continued issues included wheel slip, especially in the fall, microprocessors malfunctioning in adverse temperatures, cab signals failing, among other performance issues. By 2009, the locomotives were undergoing unscheduled maintenance every 12.6 days on average. This soon forced Amtrak
Make these things better. That's meant to be what they're paid for.
Replace the HHP8, but the AEM7 too.
Grammarly can't teach you to dance, but it can help you make a great impression.
Oh dear.
As you type, Grammarly ensures you come across confidently, so your application stands out from the crowd.
Woman, we already know what you're saying. We don't need subtitles at the bottom.
As was typical with Amtrak's electric locomotives, the railroad looked
Apparently we've got subtitles now.
The basis for this new unit would be the Eurosprinter and Vectron series of locomotives. However, heavy modifications would be required to meet American standards. This engine would come to be known as
Is
the
that
Amtrak City's
TF2?
Sprinter, and its technical name, the Siemens ACS 64. An order of 70 locomotives was placed in October 2010 at a cost of $466 million US dollars.
Oh,
The
don't need
locomotive
those
would be complete with
subtitles.
contributions from several different states and factories. As for the American modifications, positive train control, or PTC, crumple zones, an anti-climber, and a much more durable cap were implemented. The locomotive, similar to the Genesis series, has a monocoque or single shell body design. Other additions included advanced safety systems and special couplers designed to prevent jackknifing and rolling over in a derailment. Compared to its predecessors, the ACS 64 would be much more energy efficient and cost-friendly to operate. They make use of regenerative braking, which, when activated, feeds unused electricity back into the overhead wire system for other trains to use. With regards to technical specifications, the name ACS 64 stands for Amtrak City Sprinters, and the 64 stands for 6.4 megawatts of power. They're rated for a top speed of 125 miles per hour and produce...
Right, so let's get this right. Why do they need all those points? Why can't they just round it up to the nearest one? Because what's the point? It's gonna end up being the same anyway.
8,600 horsepower.
Oh! I got worried there.
Addition of engines advanced.
Where were we? Well, thankfully I knew where I was.
And cost-friendly to operate. They make use of regenerative braking, which when activated, feeds unused electricity back into the overhead wire system for other trains to use. With regards to technical specifications, the name ACS-64 stands for Amtrak City Sprinters, and the 64 stands for 6.4 megawatts of power.
Didn't even know numbers could stand for something.
They produce 8,600 horsepower. They weigh in at 215,537 pounds. They come in at a length of 66 feet 8 inches, a width of 9 feet 9.5 inches, and a height of 12 feet 6 inches. The ACS-64 comes equipped with a Nathan K5LA air horn. Here's a few samples.
Noisy.
Amtrak's order of 70 locomotives, numbered 600 to 670, would begin delivery in February 2013.
How'd that not end up under the wheel?
Completed locomotives on May 13, 2013. Testing would take place during the summer that year with number 600 and 601 at the Transportation Technology Center in Pueblo, Colorado, and number 602 on the Northeast Corridor. With tests proving successful, revenue service would begin a little under a year later, a day prior to the first revenue run on February 6th.
Oh no, who's this?
Then Amtrak CEO and President Joseph Boardman,
A CEO.
Vice President Joe
Oh no,
Biden,
it got
set
even
for
worse.
in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Actually, no, you don't hear much about Joe Biden.
We're delivering in the middle of a time that it's hard to deliver anything in this nation from infrastructure.
Yeah, because I don't know what to deliver.
Biden would also tour ACS-64 locomotive number 600. The next day, on February 7th...
Oh, there was a wee thing on the screen. What did it say?
Biden would also tour ACS-64 locomotive number 600.
I'm gonna get it. It said something to do with ice cream. I can't get it though.
It's hard to imagine what life would be along the corridor without Amtrak.
Biden would also tour ACS-64.
Oh, not gonna be quick enough. Where's the ice cream holder at? Oh dear. I like when they put little details in like that.
Revenue service as the first ACS-64 on Northeast Regional Train number 171 from Boston, Massachusetts to Washington, D.C.
Oh, Massachusetts. I knew someone from there.
Sprinters would prove to be the successful and modern replacement for Amtrak's aging fleet of electric locomotives.
Thought I was gonna crash into it.
Later that year, on November 7th, Amtrak had retired the last of their HHP-8 locomotives, placing them into storage. The retired units would be renumbered to 680 to 694 to avoid duplication with the ACS-64 units. Around this time as well, ACS-64 number 600 was named David L. Gunn. After
They've even got names.
Between 2002 and 2005. On another unfortunate note, on May 12, 2015,
Oh no, it's getting dark.
Number 601 was involved in a derailment in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Traveling 102 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone, the train veered off a 4-degree curve. Of the 238 passengers and 5 crew members, 8 were killed and over 200 were injured, with 11 critically injured. The National Transportation Safety Board ruled that the engineer had been distracted and lost situational awareness, leading to the crash. Another reasoning for the wreck was
See, you're always more safe on... Actually, no, you're not. Planes are worse.
Amtrak would soon install ATC in the section after the derailment. On a more positive note, the ACS-64 would find new life on the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, or SEPTA. May 2015 saw the operator place an order for 13 units to replace their AEM-7s and single ALP-44. The new locomotives would be delivered to SEPTA in December 2017. Back on Amtrak, unit number 642 would be delivered with a special veterans scheme.
We're pretty interrupted by snow
The
then.
AEM-7s were gradually being phased out throughout 2015 and into 2016. Before they could be completely replaced, tragedy would once again strike the ACS-64s. On April 3rd, 2016, southbound Palmetto
Again?
struck a backhoe in Chester, Pennsylvania, derailing the train. 2 track workers were killed and 39 people were injured. Locomotive number 627 was severely damaged along with 2 passenger cars. A couple months later, Amtrak's final ACS-64 would be delivered. Number 670 was completed on June 2nd, 2016. Amtrak and Siemens celebrated, and it concluded with the unit being towed on Joseph Boardman's train heading for Washington, D.C. Number 670 would enter service that August. This celebration would be somewhat bittersweet, though. With all the ACS-64s now delivered, this meant the few remaining AEM-7s and their careers would soon be over. AEM-7 number 942 and 946 made their final run on June 18, 2016. The train was a farewell excursion that ran between Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. This marked the end of an era on the Northeast Corridor, finally passing the torch over to the ACS-64s. While the Sprinters are a sharp departure in appearance from their predecessors, they continue to serve Amtrak well up into this day in 2021. They're sleek, modern, fast, and reliable. The ACS-64 has definitely made its mark, and as of now,
The better
it continues
be.
to make its mark on the
I wouldn't
history
mind
of
going in one of
National
these.
Railroad Passenger Corporation.
Well, it depends where it's taking me to.
Thanks for watching this episode of Avengers of Amtrak. Thanks to everyone who submitted.
You'd have to tell me the notification.
From here on out with the series, I'll be focusing
Notification?
on
No,
episodes
the
that
location.
aren't always the most accurate and definitely aren't the most well edited. So stay tuned for next
Are
time
they
as we
not?
discuss
Seem pretty accurate to me.
Thank you again for watching.
I don't know what wasn't accurate there. As always, very enjoyable, very informative, and there's always a few wee side details. As I keep saying, what location? Just tell, like, they're all telling us where these places are coming from, but they never really say where they're going to, which I think's interesting, because I'd love to know where they're going. So that will be a little note for next time. Also, make them slightly longer. Yeah. Length, a little bit longer. But no, mostly very, very good. Again, well done. So we'll see what we have to have in store next time. So that was that for today. Hopefully that was enjoyable. Yeah.